1, 2. 1, 2. Yes, I got it working. There we go. When you're ready. A very good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to Gateway College for today's NBL Division 1 fixture. Apologies as always for the slightly late beginning, but we have got this game underway. An exciting game to be expected between these two teams here, ready to compete as the starting fives have made their way onto the floor. We'll be getting all the latest roster information to you very shortly as we're just trying to locate the live stats at this moment in time. My name is Tahir Haja, and you are watching NBL Division 1 action. The Leicester Warriors taking on the Oakland Wolves, getting the party started with a reverse layup almost made by Ellis Hage. As the Wolves back into possession out of the left-hand side. Daly for three. It's Money, the young bird, getting it started here for the Oakland Wolves. Don't forget, let us know where you're supporting from today in the comments section. Any technical issues, also let us know. And of course, if we can help out, we will do so. Want to try and create a wonderful experience for you guys at home watching this game today. Leicester Warriors possession. Van Turner Jr. passing the ball into play. The Warriors having their American imports start to make a difference for this team, alongside the local talent they drum up each year. Lavarity is unfortunately out for today's game, and the Warriors will miss him. An incredibly efficient first game for him. When they played against the Worthing Thunder here at Gateway College, Lavarity really made it work for the Warriors on that day, so they will be missing him today. Foul is called here, and the referee Kevin Kinsella warning players about their conduct. Ball into play. Rebounded by Powell. Delaney Powell back in action for the Warriors. Drive to the right. And here come the Wolves. To the rack. For two. 5-0 start here for the Oaklands Wolves. Van Turner Jr. stops the bleeding for the Leicester Warriors and gets them back up onto the board. 5-2 the score here. Right wing, one-on-one with Van Turner Jr. Looking at the shot again, waits for the screen. Top of the three-point line, floated pass inside and out of bounds for a Leicester Warriors possession. Strong take, left-handed floater, Van Turner Jr. for two. A ball back into play now for the Wolves. Drive to the left-hand side. Double tap, up top now. Looking inside again and intercepted once again for the Warriors. Wolves looking inside for that pass couple times now. And they've been caught out. Here's the three now, Van Turner Jr. Now he's found his rhythm. Making it count. Pat Chingombe now for two. And there is that Warriors defense. Foul is called. Looking inside. The Warriors back with possession. Don't forget, for all the latest information on Basketball England, check out the website basketballengland.co.uk. Van Turner Jr. rattles over the one round. And lots of other Basketball England action happening this weekend. Make sure you keep locked into the Basketball England YouTube page to support your team. Here's Daly. Driving strong, right hand up is no good for him. And the foul is called. First one's good from the free throw line. Free ball, no good. Rebounded again now by the Oaklands Wolves. Pressure here from Delaney Powell. Now breaking away, fast break transition. Powell to the right hand, rolls off the front of the ring, and the foul is called by the official. Warriors in the lead here by 2, 5:35 remaining. Powell on the line for 2 free throws. Here come the Wolves once again in possession here. We are getting these live stats to you very shortly, so we have the full idea of the rosters. And I believe we have that now. Here's Powell once again. He makes the layup this time. And now we are fully locked into this game. So the team for today, Oakland Wolves, with Daly, new junior, Shaguri, Jonathan James, Jordan Jackson. We also have Talis Zacharias, Seth Wiley, Tom Hughes, Oliver Wright, Torrin Pearson, and Freddie Hiscott. This is the squad for the Oakland Wolves today. As Van Turner Jr. drives, hits the side of the backboard. Here's Wright pushing forward to the right hand, and the foul is called on his way to the basket. The foul is called on number 8, Delaney Powell. That's his first personal foul, third team, and it's 12-9 the score. Once again, if you're just joining us, some slight technical issues here at Gateway College, but we now have got everything back underway, I hope. As we're witnessing Leicester Warriors versus Oakland Wolves, it's a 12-10 score. The Warriors in the lead. Here's Chingombe. Now with Powell. Pollock up top. Van Turner Jr. Ball rotation here for the Leicester Warriors. Haggith will settle for a contested 3. Offensive rebound for Powell. And he looks to reset the offense. He calls in the corner, goes for 3. Pat Chingombe called for the fist offense. But Powell was unable to convert. 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. The basket is good for the Wolves. Chingombe. Three ball, this time good. Joshua Pollock from the corner, making it count for the Leicester Warriors. Out wide now. Inside. Lofted shot, no good for Jackson. Now Wright will come back with it, kicks it out. Tray ball. Bounces off the side of the ring and rebounded. And Hiscock's shot doesn't fall. Now foul is called on number 10, Josh Pollock, for a hold. And substitutions checking into the games for both teams. For the Warriors, Brownell, Torrey Jubby check into the game. And for the Oakland Wolves, checking in is number 18, Jonathan James. And number 19, Torrin Pearson. Of course, Jonathan James having a spell with the London Lions previously in the BBL. Now applying his trade for the Oakland Wolves. And on the line, the big man, Jackson. Makes the first. (6'9", Jackson. This is second free throw to call. Jackson from Seattle. He went on loan to Hemel Storm after previously signing with the London Lions in the 2019-20 season. He's also played in Ireland, now representing the Oakland Wolves also. Van Turner Jr. fires up another 3. Last game I watched Van Turner Jr. He shot over 20 3-point shots in the game, to be expected today. Foul is called here. Chingombe stands strong.
That's not your call. Come
Daly drives to the rack, bounces off Chingombe's chest. Second personal. But Daly hits the first. Second is missed. Fight for the rebound. Warriors win that battle. Here's Powell. Driving baseline. Torrey Jabi. Out of bounds call. Substitution for the Leicester Warriors. Checking into the game is number 9, Carl Pearson. Taking a breather, number 4, Pakadashi Chingombe. End line possession for the Warriors. Pearson to inbound. 2-3 zone here from the Oaklands Wolves. Looking to disrupt the inbound play. Van Turner Jr. jacks it up and the foul is called here. A little bit of a silly foul from Shagori. And now Van Turner Jr. will head to the free throw line for 3 free throws at a tied game, 15 apiece. And Van Turner, one of 2 Americans the Warriors have brought in this season. Varity currently injured, not able to play in today's game. But I can imagine we'll be back and causing devastation in no time. Van Turner Jr. makes those count from the free throw line. Live by the 3, die by the 3, and when there's a will, there's a way. He's made it from the free throw line this time. Here's James. Goes for the crossover. Now forced to pick up possession. Shagori. Nice hands from Torrey Jabi to pick his pocket and knock it out of play. Wright is ready now to inbound. Defensive pressure here from the Warriors as the Wolves trying to get the ball into play. Daly lines up the screen, refuses to use it. Now tries to find a pass inside. Shagori has to beat the buzzer. And a rebound for Van Turner Jr. The Warriors defense prevails. Turner Jr. Powell off the dribble with strength going all the way. And that's out of bounds as it's knocked away for a Warriors possession on the baseline. Substitution checking into the game for the Oaklands Wolves. Number 7, Hughes. Tom Hughes will check in, replacing Kane Daly. Substitution for the Warriors as Alith Haggith will check into the game, replacing Delaney Powell. Baseline possession, inbounded by Pearson. Here's Brownell. Just under 2 minutes left to play here. It's Pearson. Pearson to the left hand. Torrey Jabi follows it up. Those long arms finishing at the rim. James calls for the horns. Action. Doesn't really hit on that first screen. Continues his persistent drive to find a kick in the corner for 3. No good. Rebounded by Brownell. Pearson pushing forward. Haggett. Torrey Jabi back outside. Van Turner Jr. Deep 3. Knocks it down. Drills it for the Warriors. Big time 3 for Van Turner Jr. James. Now a drive. Kick to right. Right blocked by Torrey Jabi. Pressure on the right wing for Hiscock. Now back up top. Hughes. Jonathan James. Deep 3 is no good to beat the buzzer. And Warriors defensive pressure is enough once again. Turner Jr. lines up another 3 off the side of the ring. Rebounded by Wright. James drives all the way and the foul is called. Foul is called, the number 15, Torre Javi. With a pushing foul, 2 shots to come. Really, I thought actually there was contact on the arm there. But he's called a pushing foul. And substitution checking into the game. Number 10, Josh Pollock. Replacing Van Turner Jr. Well-deserved break, 27 seconds, albeit. And team foul trouble for the Warriors, putting Jonathan James on the line. Brownell. Carl Brown calling for his team to slow down the possession. Try and use the one opportunity to score. 10 seconds. Pearson cutting off the screen. Nice spin from Pearson to the right. Carl Pearson making it work, baby, out here. Here's James now. Can they get a shot off in time? They do fire it up. And that's a great first quarter from the Leicester Warriors. 25-15 the score in that one. Warriors playing with great offensive intensity, but more importantly, defensively putting on the pressure against the Oaklands Wolves, forcing them to turn the ball over and actually capitalizing on that to get themselves into the lead. And usually at this point in time, I hand over to my co-commentator. I've got no co-commentator today, but hopefully in future there will be more out here. I've got table official leaning to my right saying she wants to get involved, but she's got to remain neutral, Lucy. Got to remain neutral. But yes, an exciting first quarter of basketball here, NBL Division 1 action. 25-15 the score. Leicester Warriors in the lead. At this moment in time, the live stats is down at this moment, so as soon as we have a fresh copy of the stats, we will update you with the latest scores on the doors. Well, welcome back here for the second quarter. On NBL Division 1 action, Leicester Warriors in the lead by 10 here against the Oakland Wolves. Don't forget, like and share today's action. Show your support for the Warriors and the Wolves and British basketball in general. Here we go. Warriors offensive possession. Torre Jabe first shot. Short jumper. Offensive rebound for the Warriors. Pearson kicks it out. Haggett. Haggett for three. And there's the money maker from the corner. Lights out. The Warriors assert their dominance in this game. Strong drive to the right-hand side. Zacharias unable to get it to go. Here's Pearson now. Haggith Pearson uses the screen again. Looks to the corner. Eddie Brownell now from the corner. Bounces off the back of the ring. I thought that one was good. And it would have been amazing. And a bit of a silly foul there from Eddie Brownell to slow down the play. Jumps around the outside of him. And substitution checking into the game. Turner Jr. will replace Brownell. Van Turner Jr. has 13 points early on in this one. Working inside again is Talis Zacharias. Turner Jr. What a find to Pearson. He doesn't shoot the ball. He drives. Turner Jr. steps out of bounds. That back foot turns the ball over into the hands of the Oaklands Wolves. And Michael New Jr. will inbound. Here's James. James. Moves the ball up top to Jackson. Jackson now pushes the ball out to the right-hand side. Nice pass. And a great finish there. I was looking for a little bit more emphasis on that, Jackson. Could have threw that one down. But wonderful pass from Tom Hughes to find him under the bucket with the left-handed bounce pass. Here's Turner Jr. Offensive foul is called on Pollock for an illegal screen. The Warriors quick to foul today. Foul trouble in the first quarter. Already a couple of fouls here in the second. Here's James. James. Jackson will wind up a three. There it is. Jackson makes it count for the Wolves. Brings it back to an 8-point game. Here's Turner Jr. Pearson. Off the dribble, Pearson. Floats it inside. Torrey Jabby way too high. Mouse in the house. Finishing at the rack. Great read from Pearson to find the big man. Back out to a double-digit lead. James. Jackson again for three. Almost goes back-to-back, rebounded by Pearson. Would have been a big shot for the Wolves if he made it. Torrey Jabby again, but Jackson. Great deflection. Now looking to keep it in play, and the foul is called. Once again, another wasted foul here from the Warriors. It's lazy reaching in, really. And Torrey Jabby now draws another foul, and substitutions checking in for both teams. Kane Daly will check in. Alongside number 19, Torrin Pearson into the game. Substitution for the Warriors. Powell and Chingombe check in, replacing Pollock and Torrey Jabby. Warriors with a slightly smaller lineup. Powell playing the 5, Haggith at the 4. A small 3-guard lineup with Turner Jr., Pearson and Chingombe. Michael New Jr. gets it inside to Jackson. Powell one-on-one fighting with the big man, rebounded by Chingombe. He overpowers it. Nice pass from Chingombe. Pearson putting on the burners, Carl Pearson. Making it work. And a nice take to the rack for Pearson as he bursts with speed onto the left, uses the spin as he comes away from the basket, makes it count. Here's James. One-on-one with Chingombe. He's going to drive to the left. Great help from Ellis. Haggith balls into the hand of Powell. Now finds Van Turner Jr. goes with the spin, keeps it alive. Pearson for three. It's money. The question is, did Van Turner Jr. lose possession of the ball there? Because otherwise it's a carry. But I feel like he did lose the possession. And now Pearson knocks it down for three. In the corner now for the Wolves. 15-point lead for the Warriors. Jonathan James to the left hand. The foul is called. Chance to go to the free throw line for the Oaklands Wolves. And another foul for the Leicester Warriors. Foul called on number 7. Turner Jr. And a timeout being called by the Oaklands Wolves. They'll want to talk it over. 6 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. 35-20 the score. The Warriors balling out right now. Pearson contributing 100% from the field. At this moment in time, he's got 7 points, 2 assists to his name. Van Turner Jr., he's got 15 points on the board. And the Warriors shooting the ball really well, 68% from the field at this moment in time. Oakland's not doing too badly. Daly, 11 points, 2 rebounds to his name, 7 points for Jackson, and 2 points for Hiscock. A lack of scoring across the board, and in total, 8 turnovers so far for the Oakland Wolves in this game, contributing to 11 of the Warriors' points. Warriors only 2 turnovers in this game. Table officials buzzing in to let everybody know time to get back onto this court and get this game back underway. Once again, if you just joined us, welcome to Gateway College, home of the Leicester Warriors Basketball Club. The Oakland Wolves 5 step onto the floor, ready for the free throw lineup. James on the free throw line. First is good. Warriors now line up against their opponents. And James makes the second, automatic from him on the free throw line. Closes the gap to 13. Here's Chingombe. See what the changes here for the Wolves. This man-to-man defense. Chingombe finds Powell. He's going to drive strong. Delaney Powell to the left hand. Jackson meets him. Powell now steps away. Baseline shot. Wasn't the greatest shot. There was other options there for Powell. And a great finish at the rack for the Oakland's Wolves. Intercepted here. Michael New Jr. Drives. Jackson. 2 feet in the paint. Off the right hand. Foul is called on number 6. Powell. That's his second personal foul. And his team foul trouble now for the Leicester Warriors in the bonus. And with this free throw, the Wolves back into a single digits game. Jordan Jackson making it work. Here's Chingombe. Turned over now by the Warriors again. And these quick run of turnovers have allowed the Wolves to get back into this game. Substitution now checking in for the Leicester Warriors. Number 5, Eddie Brown, or Chingombe will head to the bench. Pearson will now move to the 1, and here's Brownell guarding James. James to the right hand. Nice little backboard tap as he beats the defender. Wolves back into 7. That Turner Jr. really been silenced in the past few minutes coming out of this timeout. The Warriors need to try and find him a look. Here's Haggith now, and then characteristic drive. Pearson off the dribble. Here's the behind the back. Brownell loses the defender, tries to find Pearson at the block. Daly with the interception. Wolves now pushing forward. James looks at the 3 ball. He will fire the 3 ball off the side of the ring, and a foul is called. Brownell there thrusts his elbow into the back of Pearson. Team foul trouble, so 2 shots to come for the Wolves. Chance to bring this back to a 5-point game. Substitution, check it in. Brownell heads to the bench. Torre Jabi onto the court. Second personal foul for Brownell. Two shots to come. Warriors really need to figure out this fouling situation. Purely just fouls and turnovers in that spurt after the timeout that have led them to allow the Oaklands Wolves now to come back within 6 as the second free throw is missed by Pearson. Inside, Powell blocked at the ring. Great defense. Torre Jubby blocked again by Jordan Jackson. Here's Daly. Daly to the left hand, a right hand inside finish. Was falling forwards, kept his balance, and now brings the Wolves within 4. Pearson now slows down the offense, calls the horns action. Torre Jubby and Powell, they interchange. Powell now receives in the right slot pocket to find Torre Jubby. Pearson and Van Turner Jr. into each other's space. Somehow Pearson gets it. Pearson with the pump fake goes for the reverse. Actually should have gone for the first time. Pressure being put on here on number 19 Pearson, and the foul has been called again. Foul is called on number 9 Pearson, and now Pearson on Pearson prime here. 2 shots to come once again for the Wolves. Substitutions checking in now for the Warriors. 4-10, Pollock and Chingombe, Jubby and Pearson out. And the Warriors have let the Wolves right back into this game. Pearson on the free throw line again. And he gets the second to go. 3-point game now. The Wolves were down by 15 and have gone on a 12-0 run. What a huge block. Michael New Jr. rejects Van Turner Jr. See you later. Sends that one into the sports hall wall, and the timeout is called by the Leicester Warriors. They want to talk it over, and they need to talk it over. 3 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock, and back to a 3-point game. What a phenomenal run of play there for the Oaklands Wolves. Jackson bursting back onto the scene in this game, getting the inside looks, going to work. And then Pearson on the defensive end, getting a couple of stops. And then offensively putting himself in a position where he's fouled, and yes, silly fouls from the Leicester Warriors, but heads to the free throw lines to contribute 2 points. And now the Oakland Wolves are reaping the benefits of that. 18 points in the paint for the Oakland Wolves. They're really working on getting to the rack, and as a result, Leicester Warriors are racking up those fouls. Welcome if you just joined us. NBL Division 1 action. Leicester Warriors versus Oakland Wolves, 35-32. Don't forget to like and share this stream with your friends and family. And for all the latest information on the Leicester Warriors, leicesterwarriors.co.uk. And for more information on Basketball England and the NBL, basketballengland.co.uk. At NBL England on socials. Of course, there is some other action going on today in the NBL. At 3 o'clock, I believe it should have tipped off as the Essex Rebels versus Bradford Dragons. London Lions 2 taking on Loughborough Riders today. Team Newcastle versus Nottingham Hoods at 5 p.m. Hemel Storm versus Rockets, and a big game that's a big game. Reading Rockets, Hemel Storm, but also Solent versus Thames Valley Cavaliers, huge game, and Worthing Thunder versus Derby Trailblazers, also a big game in the NL. Lots of exciting action this season. Some phenomenally talented rosters across the board. And great times for basketball here in Division 1 in the UK. Van Turner Jr. now, he's on the free throw line. Chance to extend the Warriors lead. He's already done that by 1. Takes the gap to 4, and there's the gap to 5. 100% from the free throw line today for Van Turner Jr. Ball into play. Here's Daly. Full court pressure here now for the Wolves. Jackson tries to find Jagori inside.
Hey, that's off white. Even I can see that. That's off white.
Referees have called an Oakland Wolves possession. Oh, an offensive foul there. Shagori shoves off Pat Chingombe. He hits the deck, and now the Warriors will get it back. Third personal foul on Shagori, and he's not been in the game long. And substitution checking into the game now as Hiscock will replace him. Warriors possession of the baseline, Powell to inbound. Chingombe. Van Turner Jr. for three. Rebounded by Jackson. Nice hands from Powell. Keeps it. And Warriors will get it back. Bounce pass to the corner for Powell. Haggith cuts, as does Pollock. Chingombe finds Powell for three. Oh, ugly shot there from Delaney. Jackson gets the rebound and finishes off cleaning up the boards for the Wolves. Turner Jr. Chingombe calls fist. Powell sets the screen. Now Turner Jr. off the dribble, kicks to the corner. Haggith for three. It's good. And when Ellis Haggith is on, you cannot leave him up, and it's his second three of the game. Michael New Jr. fadeaway mid-range from the baseline, rebounded by the Wolves. Back out now. Daly will fire up a three off the back of the ring, rebounded, tip passed from Pollock to Chingombe. 40-34 the score. Three ball, rebounded by Pollock. Both players with their hands on the ball. Arrow will point in the Wolves' direction. Substitution checking into the game. Pearson checks into the game, replacing number 8, Delaney Powell. Daly. Rebounded. Three ball now. Another rebound for Jackson. Caught in a trap. Hiscock drives, looks to the corner. And now the bounds called. Warriors will get it back, thankfully, there. Substitution checking into the game. Powell and Torrey Jabby check in. Pollock and Van Turner Jr. head to the bench. A little bit more height now for the Warriors. Three-two zone here from the Wolves. Three ball. It's good, Carl Pearson. Putting himself about in today's game. 10 points personal for the veteran guard. Foul is called. Foul is called on number 8, Powell. And that's his second personal. Substitution checking in. Brownell replacing number 8, Powell. .57.4 on the clock. Number 19. Pearson. Torrin Pearson checking in. Michael New Jr. knocking it down for the Wolves. 43-36. Substitution in for the Wolves. Number 8. Apologies. Number 9. Ollie Wright. Chingombe.
Gombe caught in a trap, and a foul is called. Foul is called on number 15, Michael New Jr. And a timeout called now by the Leicester Warriors. They get to talk it over. 43.2 on the clock. They got a sideline ball. Coach Carl Brown can draw something up here to put Warriors in a bit more of a promising position going into the half-time break here at Gateway College. And as we go into that half-time break, we'll keep you up to date with all the statistics from the game, and you know the scores on the doors. And don't forget, as mentioned, lots of other Basketball England action happening this weekend. Make sure you check it out here on the Basketball England YouTube page. Also, WNBL action happening in this moment in time. London Lions 2 taking on the Worcester Wolves at home. And time being called back in. Pollock. Turner Jr. Kicks to the corner. Ellis Haggett off the dribble, finds Pearson. Pearson again for three. This time is off. His first miss of the game. Three! Big three from Wright. And the Wolves needed that one. One possession remaining here for the Warriors. In the first half, 43-39. Shot clock's off, 10 seconds on the ball. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. Van Turner Jr. rattles around the ring, and that's rebounded by Michael New Jr. And at the half, 43-39 the score. An exciting first half of basketball. Warriors really started with a bang in that first quarter. And then, after a 15-point haul, 15-point lead, the Wolves took a timeout and went on a 12-0 run to bring themselves back into this game. And it's been tick for tack since that time. Scores on the doors, 17 points, 2 assists for Van Turner Jr., 10 points for Pearson, 3 points for Pollock, 1 point for Powell, 6 points for Haggett, and 2 points for Chinkombe. Torre Jabe has also chipped in with 4 points as well. For the Oakland Wolves, 13 points apiece for Jackson and Kane Daly, 4 points for Jonathan James, 2 points for Michael New Jr., 3 points for Wright, 2 points for Torrin Pearson, and 2 points for Hiscock. That's the stats for you at half-time here at Gateway College. We'll be back shortly with the second half. NBL Division 1 action, Leicester Warriors 43, the Oakland Wolves 39.
locally, you know when they brought in the no child concert, there wasn't one where we were. Someone went into it. Right. That was. After 13 seconds.
He's a nightmare.
Yeah, he's funny though.
Yeah, as a player and as a rep, as a coach, he's a nightmare. He's funny though. Yeah, he's lovely. He's great on a night out. he's a lovely lad. I remember Hilroy when he was a junior, and Hilroy had gone down the wrong path, and according to Dave said, he was the guy that kept him off. Dave said he was the guy that kept him off.
Good guess that, Joe. So where have you put them?
Right, 1-2. 1-2.
T, before you go on, can I ask you a quick question? Does this matter? Does this show on the screen?
It does show, like, once they get to the bonus, yeah? So, like, it shows the fouls under the bottom of it, but it doesn't show a number of fouls. But it does matter. Yeah? Ready. Welcome back to Gateway College. Second half action of the Leicester Warriors taking on the Oaklands Wolves, 43-39 the score. As we get this game underway, Leicester Warriors possession starting off with Pat Chingombe, Van Turner Jr., Powell, Haggith and Pollock will start for the Warriors. Daly, Michael New Jr., James, Jackson, number 19 Pearson will start for the Oaklands Wolves, and Turner Jr.'s shot is no good there as Daly comes up with possession. James, nice bounce pass to find Pearson. He's going to drive, he's going to kick Jackson along two, off the back of the ring, ripped away by Delaney Powell. Strong take from Powell, and Ward getting himself going, Delaney Powell. That's his 5th point personal in this game. And he will head to the free throw line to complete the 3-point play. And here come the Oaklands Wolves. 7-point lead for the Warriors. And for those of you who have just joined us here at the second half, it was a 15-point game in favor of the Warriors, but the Wolves went on a 13-0 run after Lee Ryan timeout and got themselves back into this game. James. Michael New Jr. Quick fire 3-point shot rebounded by Haggith. Here's Chingombe pushing on the burners here. Powell driving to the right hand, slips it in nicely. At half time, Delaney Powell wasn't happy with his performance. He said, I've just been on my honeymoon. I'm just trying to find out how to get myself back into this game. But coming to the second half, 2 or 5 back-to-back points for him. Here's James. Now in the corner with Pearson. Now inside to Jackson. Ball rotation for the Wolves. Daly with the half spin to the right-handed floater. Too hard off the glass. Turner Jr. Chingombe bursts into the far corner. Turner Jr. tries to keep it alive. Into the hands of Pollock. Finds Chingombe. Ball rotation, and Powell will slow down the offense here. Pollock slips on the screen. Powell steps back again. Powell almost gets the luck there. And this shot is into the hands of Jordan Jackson. Shot off the front of the ring by Daly. And the referees pause play. Warriors will get the ball into play. Here's Chingombe. Now finding Haggith. Haggith driving. Nice pull up there. Short corner for Haggith. It was a good shot. Wasn't able to keep the composure to make the 2. Michael New Jr., right-handed floater, rolls around the ring and a fight off ball. Pat Chingombe fighting with Kane Daly for the rebound. And the Warriors win that foul challenge. Daly's called for that foul and substitution for him in his third personal. And checking into the game is Oliver Wright for the Oaklands Wolves. Pollard for three. Bounces off the back of the ring. Did hit one in the first. Michael New Jr., you're a step. Foul is called. Foul is called the number 4, Chingombe. 2 shots to come after the blocking foul. And on the line, Michael New Jr. Oh, and a little bit of assistance required here. To the old school, use your feet to clean the court. Short of a couple towel guys or girls here at the Gateway College. Let us know if you want to volunteer. Michael New Jr. makes the first shot. And a second. 48-41. Just over 7 minutes. Here's Haggett. That zone defense once again from the Wolves. Turner Jr. Big man in the middle of this zone here. The three, Ellis Haggett. That's his third one. He's on today. Can't leave Ellis open. When he's on, he's on. Had 25 points at Lepra early on in this season. And now he adds himself another 3 in this game against the Wolves. Michael New Jr. Drive onto the right-hand side for Wright. Nice footwork, fade away 2 off the front of the ring and into the hands of the Warriors, but slips away from Chingombe, and the Wolves will have it on the baseline. New Jr. to inbound on the baseline. Skipped out, Jonathan James. Back of the ring, rebounded by Haggett. Warriors yet to pick up their first victory of the season, but looks like they have the possibility of doing that here. I know there's a lot of time left. Hopefully it's not the commentator's curse, but they look like they're in control in this one. Here's Wright fighting for possession. Turner Jr. finds Powell. Now with Haggett. Tries to find Pollock, but Powell will now go on and one with Jackson. Powell to the rack. Foul! On his way to the bucket, went strong. The foul is called on number 19, Torrin Pearson. Delaney Powell on the free throw line. Substitution checking in. Zach Shaguri checking into the game. He was in foul trouble in this one, and Jackson will head to the bench. Powell on the free throw line. Powell makes the first. Two for two. And substitution checking into the game, number 9, Carl Pearson. He's been in fine form in today's fixture. Pollock will head to the bench. Pearson's got 10 points. Personal. Right. James inside. Jaguri! He's excited to get back to the action. The quick drop step and dunk for the Wolves big man. Here's Powell now. Oh, almost loses both defenders. Powell still going. Somehow keeps that one alive, and a foul is called. Foul is called on number 19, Torrin Pearson. That's his second personal. And 2 shots to come now. Oh no, no 2 shots. It's end line possession for the Warriors. 10-point game. Pearson finds Haggett. Almost out of bounds. Here's Chingombe under the bucket with a pump fake. Goes up strong and the foul is called. Kind of pushes himself into the defender. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Substitution checking in for the Oaklands Wolves. Number 7, Hughes, into the game. Replaces Pearson. Good shift from the young man. A couple of back-to-back fouls warrants in some bench time. Chingombe's first one is good. Two for 2 for Chingombe. Warriors push this one out to 12. James, one-on-one with Chingombe. New junior. Right-handed floater again. That short shot is no good. Pearson, beautiful pass to Chingombe. Chingombe goes strong and a foul is called again. Foul this time. Well, number 18, Jonathan James. Wolves amongst the fouls. 2 shots to come once again for Chingombe, bringing the intensity here. Second one is, well, in fact, both miss. Oh, almost backcourt violation there. James plants his feet in time, and a foul is called on the floor here. Foul is called on number 4, Chingombe, for a hit on the arm. End line possession for the Wolves. Substitution check into the game. Jordan Jackson back in. 4th personal foul on Chingombe. Substitution checking into the game, replacing Chingombe is Tory Jabi. With a height in the lineup to match up against Jordan Jackson. Sideline here for the Wolves. New junior. Now with Shadori. Nice head fake here from Hughes. Nice deflection from Haggett. Here's Powell.
Hey, Blazer! Run it!
Haggett looks to shoot. Now Pearson falls to the screen. Back out to Haggett for 3 again. Ellis Haggett off the side of the ring. Hughes. Nice hands from Haggett. His second interception. Nice head faking in and out. Pearson trying to find a teammate. Can't find Powell. Jackson all alone. Throws it down with 2 hands. Exclamation point on the play. For the Oaklands Wolves, here's Van Turner Jr. 1-on-1. Powell will pick that one up. Guarded by Hughes. Powell behind the back to the left hand. Nice play from Delaney Powell. Apologies for any issues that you're having with the camera blacking out now and again. We are aware that that's happening.
Do our best to make sure that we can avoid that. Here's Powell. Another 2 points for the Warriors. 59-45. Substitutions checking in for both teams. Eddie Brownell into the game. And Daly into the game. Tom Hughes, after his 2 turnovers, hits the bench. Here's Michael New Jr. Michael New Jr. loses his defender. His shot's no good. So Shagori, another big rebound, but picked away by Powell. Turner Jr. behind the back. Fumbled. Both players' hands on the ball. And this time, Wolves will have it.
Hey, LG, good job, man. Good job. Way to get in.
What's on 16? What's on 16? You changed direction. It was on 16, the shot clock.
Change direction, so it's 24.
It's going to be a 24.
Referees and officials just making sure they got the right amount of seconds on the shot clock. Jackson floats it off in his right hand for 2. Powell again, and the basket is good. Shagori couldn't get there in time. Goaltending violation. It counts for 2 for Powell. He's really been pragmatic for the Warriors. Has really been the difference maker. Not sure about my word choice there. We'll get that one. Everybody knows what I meant anyway, guys. We're keeping it nice and informal here. Ball into play. Here's Daly. Daly for 3. Knocks it down. That's a big 3 for the Wolves. They really needed that. Really needed that. Pearson. Powell. Almost finds Pearson. Now finds Turner Jr. to the right hand and one. Van Turner Jr. The basket is good. The foul is called on number 9 right. And Turner Jr. will head to the free throw line. Taking his tally to 17 points. Substitution checking into the game is Torrey Jabby replacing Pearson. Delaney Powell has exploded for 12.6 rebounds, majority of which happening in this second half. And this second quarter, 1 minute 56 left to play. And substitutions for the Wolves. Freshening things up. New Junior, corner, 3 ball, right. Is all right from the 3-point line. Powell. Does look inside to Torrey Jabby eventually. The long arms of Torrey Jabby. Hands it off to Turner Jr. Out of bounds, called, and the Wolves will get it back. James, ball to the right-hand side. James tries to hand it off to the defender. Warriors come up with the interception off the error. Brownell finds Josh Pollock for three. Off to the dribble, Josh Pollock inside trying to find Torre Jabi, who wasn't looking at him. Right, James, straight away right, nice pump fake. He's going all the way. Foul is called. Five, Brown will go for a hold. 2 shots to come. Oakland Wolves asking for the goaltending violation there, so they thought it should have been at 1. Substitution, Torre Jabi heads to the bench. Carl Pearson into the game. Pearson still has got 10 points on the board, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. $16 points for Daly in this game. 5 rebounds for the young man as well. Wright is on the free throw line now, and there's 1 for him. 7 points personal. 2 for 2 from the behind the arc, Ollie Wright. 2 for 2 on the free throw line for Ollie Wright. Pearson. Clock winding down, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pearson finds Powell for 3 off the side of the ring. And once again, not the shot that you want to be taking if you're the Warriors. Michael New Jr., Shagori almost catches the alley-oop. And the foul is called. Foul is called on number 17, Shagori, off the ball, trying to reach for the rebound. 4th personal for him. Checking into the game, Jordan Jackson. 14.4 seconds left on the clock. And I believe it's team foul trouble for the Oaklands Wolves. So 2 shots to come now for Delaney Powell on the free throw line. Chance to redeem himself after that 3-point shot. And substitution for the Warriors, Ellis Haggett replacing Turner Jr. Going into the 3rd quarter break. Jackson was in a little late here. Let's see how literal the refs are going to take that. Powell misses. Not very literally. Powell's 2nd free throw. There's the 2nd. James, slips the defender away. James! Big 3 for the Wolves, closing out that 3rd quarter. 8-point game. 65-57, Wolves still hanging around. Warriors have done enough to keep themselves into the lead going into this 3rd quarter. Let's have a little look at those statistics going into the 3rd. Leading all scorers, Van Turner Jr., 20 points personal. Delaney Powell has got 13.7 rebounds, 9 points for Haggett, 4 points for Chingombe, 5 points for Pollock, and 10 points Carl Pearson, 4 points for LG Torre Jabi. For the Oaklands Wolves, Kane Daly, 5 rebounds, 16 points. Michael New Jr., 5 assists, 4 points, 2 rebounds. 2 points for Zach Shagori, 5, or should I say 7 points now for James. And double, 17 points, 10 rebounds for Jordan Jackson, the big man for the Oaklands Wolves. 8 points and 2 rebounds for Ollie Wright, 2 points for Torrin Pearson, and 2 points for Freddie Hiscock. That's the stats for you in the 3rd quarter. 65-58, 7-point game here between the Warriors and the Oakland Wolves. Don't forget, there's lots of other action happening on Basketball England YouTube page. Make sure you check all of that out. The London Lions taking on Loughborough Riders. That's tipping off. That's already tipped off Team Newcastle taking on Nottingham Hoods, 5 o'clock. Reading Rockets taking on Hemel Storm at 5 also. 6 p.m. this evening, Solent Kestrels taking on Thames Valley Cavaliers. That's always a good fixture. And also Worthing Thunder in action against Derby Trailblazers at 7:30 p.m. at the Thunderdome. Make sure you lock in here on the Basketball England YouTube page to watch those live streams where possible. Tomorrow, Kestrels take on the Luffer Riders, and Trailblazers go back-to-back against Newcastle, Team Newcastle, who will also go back-to-back. Fives making their way back onto the floor for the 4th and final quarter. And starting for the Wolves daily, Wright, Michael New Jr., James and Jackson. I would say Coach Ryan's strongest 5 potentially here today. Pearson's done well off the bench. But here come the Warriors now. Chingombe, Turner Jr., Pollock, Haggith and Delaney, Powell, the starting 5 for the Warriors. Turner Jr. Between the legs, chopping and changing, kicks to the corner. Chingombe for 3, almost catches an air ball on that. And off the legs of Haggith, Oakland Wolves ball. Here come the Warriors. Powell. In and out, cross and drive, Delaney. Powell. Using wisdom of an owl to get the finish to go. I've got an awkward look there from the scoreboard operator. Not got the bars with me today. Down low inside Jackson. Jackson again. Easy. Too easy. Coach Carl Brown questioning how long he was in there for, but still way too easy for the catch on for Jackson. Van Turner Jr. now, he gets into 4 and 1. The foul is called, number 9 Wright. Turner Jr. with a chance at another 3-point play. That's 22 points for him. Going into the final few minutes of this one, let us know who you think today's game MVP should be in the chat section. Let us know who you think has been the man of the moment in today's fixture. James, pressure from Chingombe, skips over the screen of Jackson. Jackson all alone for 3. Pollock was nowhere near him, but Pollock does get the defensive rebound. Almost double teamed, but finds Powell. Powell. Angus sets the screen but slips away. Powell slips away and Michael New Jr. Volleyball pikes that one out of bounds. And a timeout now being called by the Leicester Warriors. Coach Carl Brown. Time to continue to rally the troops. 10-point lead, 70-60. 8 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock. And talking about MVP in this game, let's have a little look at it this moment in time. 23 points for Van Turner Jr. of the Warriors, alongside 2 assists, 1 rebound. Shooting 58% in total. 15 points, 7 rebounds for Powell, 5 steals for him. He's also in the running for today's game MVP. And for the Oakland Wolves, if they can turn this around, 19 points, 10 rebounds, double-double. Jordan Jackson really helped the Wolves stick around in this game. 16 points, 5 rebounds for Daly. Those are the players in the mix, I believe, at this moment in time. For today's game MVP, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't be shy. So, time call back in. Warriors have it on the baseline. Let's see what coach has drawn up. The double screen here for Van Turner Jr. The three, Chingombe almost gets it. Jackson will keep it alive. Jonathan James pushing forward. Clear lane, left hand finish for two. Chingombe caught in a trap. Powell goes on his own all the way. Delaney Powell for two. Steam train to the rack. 17 points. Jackson. Nice hands, I thought, from Josh Pollock, but the foul is called. 2 shots to come for Jackson. First shot's good for Jackson. Powell. Turner Jr. fades away. Big three, Van Turner Jr. Click, click, bang. Lets it fly. The American hits 26. And that's his third three-pointer of the game. James. Pollock does really well to ride out the screen. Right fires up the three. And there's the reward for Pollock. But he turns it over. Trying to make the pass to Van Turner Jr. Did all the hard work, forced the defender off the screen, gets the rebound from the missed shot, then unfortunately turns it over for the Warriors, but they're still in control here by 11. James. James again. Nice work from James to get to the hoop. He's in double digits, 11 points for James.
Full screen, full screen, full screen.
Pollock sets the screen again. Oh, an unsportsmanlike foul is called here. Josh Pollock. And 2 technical fouls given out as well. Nobody wants to see anybody lose their temper.
Yeah, just wait a minute,
And let's just have a little recap of what happened there. A little bit of handbags being thrown around. Josh Pollock throws Daly onto the floor. That's an unsportsmanlike foul. Really, I think it was more than that. Then 2 technical fouls given as James and Pollock square off a little later on after that. And I believe unsportsmanlike and tech should be an ejection. But I'm unsure what happens right now at this moment in time. And he has been ejected as well as his 5th foul. So the outcome of this is 2 shots here. And Pearson's checking in here. So I believe 2 shots for the Oakland Wolves. Will be 1 shot for the technical, I believe. 1 shot for Warriors for the technical, I believe. And the ball will go back into an Oakland Wolves possession back in their half of the court. Really, Josh Pollock is quite a mellow individual. So I'm quite surprised there that
Kev, why is it shocked with the tee?
this has happened in this game.
Why is it shocked? Two shots in the foot, right? Because the two tees can't each other out. So two shots in the foot, right?
So here we go, Daly, free throw line. First is good. Substitution as Wright heads to the bench. Michael New Jr. into the game. Sideline possession now for the Wolves. Daly. And gets the deck. Free ball for Pearson. Out of bounds. A tech warning given to Carl Brown as well. This game's getting a little physical now. 6 minutes 20 to go. We've got a long way until this one ends. We need to kind of find a bit more of a rhythm and a flow to this game. That's bring around a bit more positive energy. Here come the Warriors. 8-point game. Pearson. The zone defense once again from the Wolves. Forced pass there from Pearson. Powell does keep it alive. Shot has to get off. Powell to beat the buzzer into the hands of New Jr. A good defense there from the Wolves. What they need. Nice interception though from Turner Jr. Reads the play from Daly. And Pearson's hit the deck off the ball. Chingombe inside. Powell rolls off the ring. Jackson bumps off Powell, gets the rebound. As I said, this game is getting tasty right now. Interception now. Powell one-on-one with Pearson. Powell, Euro step, finger roll, front of the ring. Pearson with the rebound. Pearson looks after the ball and says, let's use the clock. We're in the lead. Let's take the game by the ball. And Pearson drives. And the foul is called this time. Foul is called on number 8, Daly. Substitute. Oh, a timeout has been called by the Oaklands Wolves. They want to talk it over. The game's getting a little sloppy and 5 minutes 14 on the clock. Wow. The intensity has lifted in this game. 21 points, 11 rebounds. Jordan Jackson. That pass intercepted from Daly. He has 17 points in this game alongside 5 points. But quickly reflecting on that moment, Warriors losing control as Josh Pollock is ejected from the game for the unsportsmanlike and the technical. And that was also his 5th foul. He's a very disruptive player. So whilst maybe he's not lit up the stat sheet, you know, he's got 5 points, 3 rebounds. Off the ball, he set some great screens. He really talks it up on defense, made a couple of big plays on defense. Has really battled down low for the Warriors. A real prominent big man for the squad today. Of course, Demetrius Lavarity not in action today for the Warriors, because if he was playing, it would have been, I believe, signed, sealed, delivered Warriors early on in this one. Time being called back in here, and Carl Pearson's on the free throw line after driving on the left-hand side. Hasn't scored so far in the second half. Had 10 points in the first half. And now takes his tally to 11. And the second. Good for Pearson. Daly. Pump fake. Looks inside Jackson. Double teamed in the post. Pressure's put on Daly. Wide open for three off the side of the ring. Shagori back into the game and one. The Wolves have missed him throughout today's action due to foul trouble. Hasn't really been able to get a consistent look in this game, but that's a good start for him coming back in with 5 minutes to go. Shagori completes the three-point play. Powell. Pearson. Haggett, deep three. Almost banks it in. James comes up with the rebound. Now Michael New Jr. double tap to the left hand. Haggett. Five-point game. Foul is called on number 15, Michael New Jr. That's his second personal. 3 team fouls for the Oaklands Wolves. Pearson. Haggett again for 3. No good again for Haggett. Daly. James. Jackson, nice hands from Carl Pearson. Keep the ball alive as well. Chingombe. Powell. Haggett. Powell again.
10 seconds, D, 10 seconds.
Delaney Powell to the right hand. It's good again for Powell. He really has made the difference for the Warriors today. 19 points personal. James with a layup on the opposite end of the floor. All to play for here at Gateway College. Powell again, going to work on Jackson, finds Haggett, can he make the 3 this time? Rolls out to the ring now again for Haggett. Michael New Jr. skips it across James. Shagori hands it back off to James. Shot clock winding down, 6 seconds on it. Michael New Jr. mismatch. Chingombe. And great defense from the Warriors. Michael New Jr. looking for a foul. And the ref will pause the game as the ball is a little sweaty and Warriors hold out on that defensive possession. 79-74 the score. Substitution checking in, Torre Jabi in. Replacing number 6, Ellis Haggett. Had some chances to really stick the dagger in. And the ball is into play now for the Warriors. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go. We have a great ball game on our hands. Here's Pearson. Turner Jr. Spins away from the defender, Turner Jr. to the right hand, nice move from the American. Carl Brown calling for a stop. Jackson. Here's James. Now finds Michael New Jr. Right hand side. Powell tries to get his hand to it. Michael New Jr. He's not hit one of those shots all day. Jackson clatters over Shagori to try and get the rebound. But the Warriors come up with possession. Here's Pearson now moving the ball to Chingombe. Tense here at Gateway College. Turner Jr. The rescreen from Torre Jabi. Turner Jr. Powell in the corner for three. Off again for the big man for the Warriors. But a turnover for the Wolves. Jackson tries to find Michael New Jr. But it's turned over. Here's Pearson. Turner Jr. Powell looks to set the screen, and Van Turner Jr. shakes off the defender. Van Turner Jr. Big time for the American. Showtime for Turner Jr. 31 points personal. And now Warriors back to a 10-point lead. Nice move to shake off Kane Daly. Leans back 2 feet out or a foot away from that three-point line. And splash for Van Turner Jr. He leads away with 31 points for the Leicester Warriors, and if they come away as winners in this game, definitely my game MVP today. Van Turner Jr. has just showed up offensively when they needed him. Here at Gateway College, 84-74 the score. 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go on the clock. Got some junior players getting ready to take to the floor very shortly. Local clash coming up after this game. The Warriors taking on Leicester Dynamite. 2 strong junior programs here in the city. It's great that they have the opportunity to watch a Division 1 men's fixture game just before they take to the floor. And a big shout out to one of our young men from the under-18 Warriors team who's helping with the camera today. I'm sure he's itching to get changed to get out to the court. But more importantly, back to this. Daly for 3. Big 3 for Kane Daly. The young buck, the Oaklands product. He makes it 4 for 3. Takes his tally to 20 points personal. Need a little bit more than that for them to get it back into this game though. Here's Pearson now, Brownell. Shot clock winding down. Turner Jr. finds Pearson. All alone, Turner Jr. hands it off to Powell. Stripped away from Daly. Pushing the ball forward. Michael New Jr. lays it up for 2. And now back to a 5-point game. 30 seconds on the clock. Turner Jr. Powell. Warriors need to look for the clock here. And I think Wolves need to call for a shot here, but Turner Jr. finds up the 3 into the hands of Daly. Daly. Wolves need a free. Powell reached round. Daly to the rack. No good. Caught on the inside. Turner Jr. picks up possession. Caught in a trap ball now with the Warriors. And it looks like the Warriors are going to get their first win of the season. Pearson fires it up on the buzzer. And that's the end of the game. The Leicester Warriors take victory by 6. Made it a little difficult for themselves at the end, but by the better team overall today as they take their first win in their NBL Division 1 campaign against the Oakland Wolves behind 31 huge points from Van Turner Jr. 19 points, 8 rebounds to Delaney Powell. Got himself going in the second half. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals for Carl Pearson. valuable contributions from Haggett with 9 points personal, 4 points for Chingombe, 5 points for Pollock, and 4 points for LG, Torre, Jabi. The Warriors making it happen today. Powell coming back off his honeymoon finally and making it work. And Oakland's Wolves today, Kane Daly, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Phenomenal work from the young Wolves star. Wasn't enough, 21 points, 11 rebounds for Jordan Jackson, 13 points, 4 assists for Jonathan James, 8 points for Wright, 2 points for Torrin Pearson, 2 points for Freddie Hiscock, 8 points for Michael New Jr., the captain, alongside 2 blocks, 2 steals, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Really put in the work today. And Zach Shakori was in foul trouble throughout today's fixture. He had 5 points to his name. But overall, a win for the Leicester Warriors. They get their first W of the NBL Division 1 campaign. And hopefully you can join us next time here at Gateway College for the next Leicester Warriors fixture. Well, that's it from myself. I'm your commentator for today, Tahir Hajat. We hope you all have a lovely evening and weekend. Thank you very much for tuning here. NBL Division 1 fixture, Leicester Warriors 84, the Oakland Wolves 79.